I want to talk about a prophetic dream that I had. I've been having a series of dreams. They started in 2016 to today. I had a dream that people were living in malls. The second floor of a mall was all government buildings, and the bottom floor were people in cots. Kids were out playing, so it's like it was a residence that they lived there. And I also had a dream that we were on a bus, and we were separated between blue and red, and there were guards on the bus with AK, automatic rifles, and they had on their arm they had the Nazi symbol or the Russian symbol, on their arms, and they were guards, and they were taking us to where we were going to live. And I just remember hoping that I lived on the blue side, because people on the blue side were in the zip code that were in the richer areas, and you didn't want to be in a poor area. And then I also had a dream that we all went to one church, and in the church they had people that would tell us the religion and make sure that we were on the same page. If we didn't agree or we tried to rebel, we were killed. So it was a very dark time. It was a dark time where people didn't really have a place to live. Some people were shipped to live somewhere else. And then later I had another dream that really confused me, but I thought about it. It was a big tiger, orange tiger. You could see it no matter where you were. And I remember being in the hills in a better neighborhood where people thought that they wasn't affected by everything, but they still was affected, because if the tiger is in your area, you don't know, and it will see you and kill you. So everyone was in their houses. Everything was shut down. We were at a period of rest. And it didn't matter what area you were from. So what I'm seeing, and I also seen people on opposite sides shooting barrels, those old barrels that they used to shoot like in a war, like in the 1800s. I think that represented the Civil War. I saw flames in the air. I saw destruction. I saw buildings and stores that were burnt, and I saw people going through junk trying to get what they can get from the stores. I seen a very bad time. So let me go ahead and summarize this dream. First of all, our religious freedom is going to be disrupted. We are all going to believe that there is one God and one church. We will be forced to believe this, because the Bible is very offensive, so it has to be changed. The whole thing has to be changed. Now, I saw this division between the red and blue, and what that shows me, along with the Civil War that I saw, is that Trump is still going to be around, and his followers are still going to follow him. He may initiate this Civil War, because we are going to be at war with each other, and they're going to still be under his rule, the people in the red, regardless of what happens. Because the soldiers had the Russian symbols, it looks like the soldiers were somewhere else. Maybe we had a civil unrest. And then the people that were living in the malls, it was like a temporary living facility. But the unique thing that I saw was that it didn't matter who you were. We were all equal. Like if you was an attorney or a bum, it didn't matter. It was like equal. It was no feeling of I'm better than someone else, I have more opportunity than someone else. We were all at the same level. So things are going to change. Times are going to be very dark. So it's important that you stay focused on God, because right now I had a dream where it was just dogs all over the place. Fox is trying to trip you up. So I'm seeing that the enemy is sending his spirit down here to trip you up and get you caught up. Get you caught up in sexual immoral relationships. Get you taken off your track with God, and to also make you confused about what's holy and what's not holy. That's where we're at. And it is very important that you pay attention to what's going on and the people that are in your life. A lot of people, including myself, are suffering from fatigue and anxiety because I have eliminated people from my life. It's very lonely, but it's very important. It's very necessary. So just continue to pray and stay in. Don't go out at nighttime. I was reading Genesis, and Genesis talked about the difference between the light and the dark. And one thing significant that it said is that the darkness is under a different rulership. So that's why when you go to clubs and things at night, things happen. People die, people get killed. And I also believe that that's why before at nighttime we say a prayer. When we get into the night, we say a prayer, and then we go to sleep and wake up in the daytime, because children of God are not supposed to be operating in the darkness. I'm telling you this not as a rule, but as a spiritual law, so that you can get better, so you could become more closer to God. We don't have church to go to give us that fill up, that energy. We have to make the initiative to have church in our homes or to go online. And if we don't pick up that button and press the online church, we don't get no church. So it's so easy to get distracted away from God, and we're living in a day that you could die any minute. You could die from the coronavirus. You can die from a lynching or a hate group that's out there right now. It is so much going on, so that you have to be prepared and you have to be ready. But if you stay connected with God, you're going to be a spectator. You're just going to see it happen. And that's what you want to be. You want to be a spectator.